Now, back to more of Behind the Scenes at the Hanover Theater. And your host, Lisa Condit.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I'm so excited to be here with two of what have become my favorite visitors and patrons and supporters of the Hanover Theater. We're here with Owen and Carolyn Fitzpatrick. Welcome to the program.
Hi. Thank you.
And I am so impressed because I first became familiar with Carolyn and Owen because Carolyn had sent me an article that her son had written, an essay, and it really started, I want to say, back with A Christmas Carol. And we'll get to that in a minute. And I remember reading it, and I was blown away by the insightfulness. And so actually, Owen has become a guest blogger for us. And most recently, Owen, you wrote a really great piece called Getting to Know a Different Time and Culture. Do you remember what that blog was about?
That was about the King and I Broadway movie show. Play.
That's right. It was about the King and I, and it's really great because you had such a good hook. You started the whole thing by saying, wow, you're in 7th grade. How do you like your teachers? And then you had these two words, really, period, again, period. And it's that conversational tone that I think really hooks people and brings them in. But do you remember what you had talked about in this blog a little bit? Do you want to talk to our audience a little bit about that?
Yeah. So obviously, as what you defined, the main part of that blog is about culture, as you just said. And in The King and I, you can notice a lot of culture, like a lot of diversity. For example, you got a Polynesian-type people where the king is the king, and also the Western countries like France, and how Anna is also British. And there's a lot of diversity in there. I felt like it should be a big factor in the blog.
Absolutely. Well, what I really like is you pulled it right back in when you said, oh boy, that's in so many words. I'm paraphrasing. Owen said it much better. But basically you're like, really, that same question again? How boring. What am I going to say? Am I going to say I like the teachers? Of course I'm going to say I like the teachers. But then you rolled it into really thinking about different cultures and the divide between the East and the West. It still exists, and countless other bridges remain uncrossed. Now I'm quoting from Owen. You say, conflicts of race and religion are deep divides that will not be solved by eradicating or re-educating. The bridge is respect. Sounding so simple, it is one of the hardest things to do. Wow. Carolyn, as a mom, when you read those words, what did you think to yourself?
I thought, where does this kid come from?
Right? Right, but then he gives total credit to you. Go ahead.
And his ability to do that is one of the most flattering things about being his mom, is that I can't take credit for him. It comes from some other place. Owen has always been a deep thinker, and it just shows me that he's paying attention to so much in the world around him to be so insightful. And that's one of the reasons we love bringing our kids to the Hanover Theater and exposing them to the Broadway shows, because you don't know, you can't predict what's going to stick and resonate with kids. And this was clearly something that did.
So true. And I love the fact that you bring your kids to more than just the Broadway shows. And for me, I witness that it's an experience, and it brings me back to when my family would go to different plays, concerts, musicals, and it is a way to talk about the issues and, as Owen said, talk about respect, because respect seems to be a topic that a lot of people talk about, not a lot of people demonstrate, and everybody wants, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I have been witnessing a little bit of a journey that Owen and his family have been taking through the last year, and I want to go back to the first blog. And by the way, our listeners, you can read Owen's work and his blog on our website, thehanovertheater.org, and they're all there under that blog icon. You can even do a search for him if you want to. But I think it started with Owen's piece on Ebenezer Scrooge and how, It would be interesting to see more about what created what we had witnessed as the curmudgeonly Mr. Scrooge. Owen, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, so I would say maybe about a year ago, was it?
Yeah.
I completely forget. A year ago, I won the Library of Congress essay contest for Massachusetts. I was the first out of 10,000 other children. The essay was about a letter to Charles Dickens and I wrote about the Christmas Carol.
Right.
Yes. And so the Hanover Theater featured it on their blog, and when the show was at Sears, and they invited me to keep writing. I've written about Something Rotten, Jersey Boys, Rent, and King and I.
Absolutely.
Sadly, I didn't write about Bright Star because I had a lot of homework.
Oh, it was a great musical, though. It really was. Original and refreshing. But you know what? Let's go back a little bit and talk about the award that you won, because it is amazing. What were those numbers again? You were 1 out of 10,000 students?
1 out of 10,000.
1 out of 10,000. You won first place, which is incredible, right? And have you been doing a lot of writing before that? How did you prepare for that? Or was it a class assignment that everybody had to do?
It was not a class assignment. It was perfectly optional, brought up by my English teacher. And recently, I have won the Library of Congress essay again.
That's crazy. It's amazing.
I know. I am the second in 25 years to win the essay contest twice, and the only kid in the state of Massachusetts to ever win the Library of Congress twice.
That's amazing. Congratulations, Owen. Congratulations to you too, Carolyn, because we all know that it takes a village, right?
Thank you.
It does. Carolyn, do you want to talk a little bit about some of the things that you've observed? Because this is really more about arts in the day-to-day and theater and literature and how it can heal and become a platform for conversation, right?
Absolutely. I think I can go back to the days when we brought our boys to Shakespeare in the Park when they were little. They were first and third grade, and the way that they sat and really focused on the words and tried to figure out the phrases that are difficult for even adults to understand.
Oh, yeah.
But being able to watch the actors and piece together the whole show, we couldn't believe how interested they were. It started as an experiment with 9-year-olds and 7-year-olds, but they loved it. And one of the keys was sitting up front.
Oh, yeah.
And avoiding distractions. And that's something we've been very fortunate and been able to do for our kids. And it's all a matter of where you spend your money. Whether you want to invest in that for the kids and go to shows and the like, or whether you have other things like making sure you get your Dunkin' Donuts every day, your cup of coffee. It all makes a difference. And to us, investing in what we expose them to and what they're able to see and do is much more expensive. Expensive in the sense that it's a better expense, that it's worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I love seeing all of you at the theater. I love the fact that Owen is just going gangbusters on the writing path. I'm so proud that a student from Massachusetts, never mind from Worcester County, never mind one of our subscribers, is the one that is winning all of these awards. I cannot wait to see what is next for Owen in his writing career. He's just entering 8th grade now, right?
He'll be in 8th grade in the fall, and he recently won another writing contest.
Yes.
2 others.
Yep. Source contest.
That's great. And so what do you see happening as you're in high school? How do you see being able to incorporate going to the theater and the writing? Do you have plans for next year? I just want to prepare myself, Owen.
Yep. Yeah.
So do you want to talk about the book that you're writing?
Yes. If you're writing a book, we want to know about it, Owen.
No, it's kind of complicated.
You don't have to talk about the plot, buddy. All right, someone's getting embarrassed. Owen decided to take the 20 vocabulary words that he has in his English class, and instead of writing 20 sentences, Owen decided to write a chapter of a book.
Ooh.
With each of those sentences. It was an option, yeah. And Owen is going to have the opportunity to be in front of a panel of literary agents.
Wow.
With the first 10 pages of his book. And it's about, we don't have to describe it, Owen, but it's about an art heist.
Ooh, that sounds fascinating. Well, I will look forward to that. We don't want to divulge anything that we're not ready to discuss. That's okay. But I have to tell you that I am looking forward to the next blog that you write. I enjoy reading all of them. I really enjoyed the Jersey Boys blog, and I really liked The King and I, especially the way you brought it back. And, you know, I'll just let our listeners know that at the end of his piece, he wrote, "Wow, you're in 7th grade? How do you like going to the Hanover Theater?" And instead of saying, "Really, again?" his response is, "It is just awesome." And so, you know, it makes me feel really good. It makes everybody at the Hanover Theater feel really fulfilled knowing that through people like Owen, I feel like we are helping to achieve our mission of fostering that love and appreciation of the performing arts. So thank you, Owen, and thank you, Carolyn, for participating and for collaborating with us, and we're looking forward to what comes next. And again, for our listeners, all of the blogs that we have posted that Owen has written, they're great. Check them out. They're on our website at the Hanover Theater. We spell theater with an RE.org. Okay, thank you both so much. Please, everybody, stay tuned. We'll be back. Yes, we'll be back after this quick break here on WCRN AM 830.